Hello, everybody. It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Even if it's raining, snowing, sleeting, whatever, it's a beautiful day because you know what? You woke up. Yes, you woke up today, honey. Woke up with your mind stayed on Jesus, and we all happy about it. I'm happy about it, and I'm sure my guest is gonna be happy about it, honey, because I have a very special guest today. She's loved and endeared, honey. You may see her on TV, you may even stop by her office, honey. So we don't know, but we're gonna soon find out. But nevertheless, honey, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Dr. Contessa Metcalfe. How you say that last name?
Metcalfe. Metcalfe. Like Jesse Metcalfe.
Like,
yes.
Yeah, and like I met a cow.
Like you met a calf. That's good.
But we fondly called her, honey, Dr. Contessa.
Yes.
How you doing, Dr. Contessa?
I am actually quite wonderful. The Chiefs are doing great. You know, I'm from Kansas City, so I'm all good. That's all we like right now. That's the only thing I'm thinking about.
So are they? So they going to the Super Bowl or something?
They gonna win the Super Bowl.
Because girl, I'm not into football, honey. I don't know, child, honey. You know, I live in Dallas, Texas, and I know that's all they talk about the Cowboys, but I don't know if they won or lost, child. Who cares? But nevertheless, girl, you're looking good.
Thank you. I've been trying. You know, it's funny because I do medication-assisted weight loss. I do weight loss stuff. I, of course, have a lot of metabolic patients who are struggling with diabetes, obesity, autoimmune disease, and I just learned that I really had to live by example. That fitness competition that I did last April really just kind of reset me and reset my mindset that this is important for me to continue this. I can't just do that and then snap, into a size, go back and forth, right? If I'm going to be healthy, I got to be healthy, and I can't preach it and not do it. I gotta live by example.
He's giving me, honey, Kelly Rowland and a little Monica today. I'm like, all right, girl.
Look at that. I get so many different people, but I love it because all those people could be my children.
What? No, they can't.
I am 46. Do you know that? I'm 46.
Yeah, but you look good for 46. I ain't telling my age. They said lady tells her age, tells everything.
I don't exactly. You know what? Let me tell you what happens. I tell people all the time, once you lose your mom, it's kind of like all bets off. You really don't have to. You can do whatever you want to. You're kind of free. It's bad. Yeah. I may as well be 80. I just really don't. I don't have no inhibitions.
Well, and with me, the reason why I don't tell my age is because, working and with you work in TV as well, but working in TV and radio, honey, and, I work with the kind of people, they'll say, oh, honey, you an old punk, bitch. We finna get somebody young, so they'll put you out. So you ain't finna I ain't finna tell you my age, so you gonna guess.
Can I tell you a secret, though?
What?
Everything is on the internet now. Ain't no point in lying. I mean, there's even something called yearbook.com. Do you know how many people send me pictures from my yearbook? And I'm like, it's public. Everything is public, so ain't no point in lying. You might as well go ahead and just tell the truth.
Yeah, well, they lied about my salary, bitch, so I don't care.
That's true. I was like, wait, because it's so funny when people talk about that net worth thing. I'd be like, it's so low. Is that true? That's it? Okay, good. Thank you. Let the IRS know that's all it is. So I ain't got to pay so many taxes.
Exactly. So, Dr. Contessa, first of all, I want to thank you for coming on because, we've been going back and forth, honey, and like you said, you're at work, so I'm just glad you stopped by, honey, and able to sit down with me today, honey, and just chat a little about what's going on with Dr. Contessa, honey, in the 2023.
It's so good. It's been such a great year. I can't even tell you. Do you know I filmed a movie? I can't wait I did.
Really?
This last I would say this last 365 days has been just an amazing year. I can't even tell you how many blessings have been coming my way. My businesses are taking off. I mean, our clinic, I've always been an employee, right? And I always keep a good old government job. I'm just gonna let you know, I always have a job. However, opening up, and we used to have a TCBY frozen yogurt store. I've always dabbled and dipped in real estate and investing. But the idea of building my own medical practice, that was so scary for me because, in medicine, most people are going towards the employee route. Most people are selling their private practices. And so I was kind of going against the grain, and it's just God has blessed us tremendously. We have a vitamin and supplement company that's doing good. I just am so happy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking. And what is it? Hot Dog Nutrimedics? What's that name?
So that was kind of the play on why I'm the hot doc, right? So I have a whole supplement.
Okay.
I'm the hot doc, and my company is Hot Doc Nutraceuticals. And the reason I call it nutraceuticals is because we do have vitamins and supplements, but we also have protein powder. We have pre and post workout items, and I'm going to expand that brand in that wellness space because I just find that no matter what I tell my patients, and you said you have some medical problems, so you know how y'all can be.
Yeah.
I'll tell people, hey, this is the diagnosis, this is the prescription, this is what you need to do. They're like, yeah, but what can I do naturally? I don't want to take that medicine. And so I really had to learn how to teach lifestyle medicine, right? How to teach prevention, how to be the doctor that can tell you what you can do, some of the changes that you can make, some of the things you can eat that can make you healthy. So hopefully we can get you off of these medications. We can take you from this route of needing to get, these surgeries that you're going to need. And we can do it naturally. So I needed to learn that, but I also needed to know that whatever I was telling people to go and get, that it was what it said it was. And so that's why I actually opened up my own vitamin and supplement company. Because when I tell people to get vitamin D and K2, I got to make sure that I'm telling them to get something high quality. So
yeah. Well, honey, I just left from the doctor. Isn't that crazy? And I just don't like that word diabetes. I just don't like that word. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I don't want to do that. Say that, but I lost 18 pounds, girl, from between December and now, girl. But it wasn't good though, Dr. Contessa.
Oh, it was because it was on accident. It wasn't. It was because of the diabetes not being controlled.
Diabetes thing, like, girl, I've been running to the restroom, urinating every damn 5 minutes.
Diabetes. We need to talk offline.
But I love.
We need to talk offline. So you got to call me and let's see what we can get you, if we can get you stable.
Well, good. The medicine that I was taking, hell, I couldn't get it because your damn cousins was taking it down for diet medicine.
I prescribe it and I love it for weight loss because honestly,
for weight loss.
The reason why is because, believe it or not, if people are obese, they are maybe not there yet, but I'm all about prevention. I'm trying to get you to not be diabetic because, like you just told me, right? If we can catch it before you get to that point where you're so just splendidly uncomfortable, then that's the blessing.
Yeah.
That's the win. But I can get you to where you don't have so many, issues like no end organ damage or to preserve your life, because that's really what it's about. And just to kind of define what diabetes is, just so people understand it, you have an organ called the pancreas that makes insulin, right? And when you have diabetes, there is a malfunction of the pancreas and you lose it. So why people have to be on insulin is because your pancreas has exhausted itself. It no longer can make enough insulin for you to actually be able to get rid of all that glucose that's circulating in your bloodstream. Well, let's talk about how you can fix that naturally. Your diet. And believe it or not, there are so many different things that you can do. And again, it's a whole long process and we can do a whole conversation about this, but you can actually reset your gut microbiome. You can reset your liver, your pancreas. You can reset those things and actually get to the point where you don't need so much medicine, where you do actually operate, where you're not uncomfortable, you're not losing weight, you're not unhealthy. You can get there. It's a challenge because we live in America, in this place and space where we get so much bad for you food and we're taught to eat for pleasure and not for function. But again, totally different conversation, and I can help you, and there's help out there for you. So don't get discouraged. And that's all it's about, because you're going to live to 115.
Oh, yeah, something, honey, because I'm definitely not worried about it. But thank God I never had to do the insulin thing because I refuse. I'm like, Lord, don't let me get on insulin. Because, honey, now and my fear, this is one of my fears, though, Dr. Contessa, I refuse. I'm like, Lord Jesus, I can't lose none of my limbs, honey. Because, Lord, that's one thing. I'm not in a relationship, so I'm not trying to lose limbs because ain't nobody going to want me with no limb, with missing limbs. They already don't want me now, so I sure don't want to go with missing fingers and toes.
I could give you a really quick little thing that you can start doing that I know is challenging, but if you eat plant-based, start eating plant-based. So it's not vegan, vegetarian, it's plant-based. Most of everything you eat is plant-based. Most of everything you eat comes from the periphery of the grocery store. Fresh or frozen vegetables, right? Nothing processed. Don't eat anything out of a box. Anything that's able to be sustained for 2-3 years on a shelf somewhere, don't even touch it. Really be so discriminatory, just like the people that you have sex with, how you discriminate against them. Discriminate just as hard or harder with what you put into your body. And I'm telling you, your body will change.
Oh, Jesus.
I always, you know what, it's so funny because I'm working with some people now and they're helping me because, again, like you said, I'm a loose cannon. I tell a lot. But one of the YouTube shorts I'm going to start doing is don't eat that shit, right? Because we got to really get to a point where at least you'll understand that what this is unhealthy. If I eat it, I know I'm doing the wrong thing, but not, I'm doing this because it's chicken, it's good for me. Where'd that come from? So understanding that certain things are healthy and certain things are not healthy. And so you can honestly say when you see some food and maybe delectable looking, I don't eat that shit. I don't do that because it's not good for me. It's not good for my body. I want to live forever.
Jesus. Now, Dr. Contessa, with all that being said, now you're a pageant girl, right? Now,
Yes.
and what would you call it? Is it an athlete or
Yeah.
I know a bodybuilder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use that term. I mean, I look at like the, Massey Arias, Mrs. 2 Weeks Out, and all those people, and I'm like, they have been the pros, the ones who've been doing it for a long time. So I'm an amateur. Even
Mhm.
Rashawn Ali, she's done several now. But I'm a novice. I did one and I have always been an athlete. I was a cheerleader in high school. I played tennis, I played basketball. I ran, I still run, but for the most part, I'm just focused on making sure that I live as long as I can for my kids. I started late. My youngest is 9. So I gotta
Oh,
stay around because I want to see them. I want to see some great grandchildren. So
well,
yeah.
look at
And
Jesus.
yes,
I saw.
I was in the Miss Missouri pageant and I was Miss
Yeah.
Congeniality, which goes right
Oh,
along.
really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
which goes right along with I was in high school, I was homecoming queen at Xavier. I was Miss Xavier, which is homecoming queen again. So honestly,
oh,
despite
honey.
what you see on TV, I do get along mostly with everybody.
Yeah, you're the all around girl,
I
honey.
try. I try.
But now I saw the other day online a picture and I liked it. I don't know if you saw it. You had on like this gold dress or something like that. I mean, you looked amazing.
Thank
I'm like, oh my
you.
God,
Probably at the
look at
mayor's
Dr.
ball.
Contessa.
I need to post some
Yeah,
of those pictures because that was an amazing night. So
yeah, it was somewhere, but you looked amazing. I'm
thank
like, all
you.
right, honey,
I'm
looking
trying.
better than the girls on Real Housewives. But anyway, we're
Stop
gonna
it.
leave that
I'm
alone. Yeah,
telling
we
you,
ain't gonna
it's
be.
that it's so funny. Girls always love to hear compliments. I don't know why people stop giving compliments. When I see somebody, I give people compliments all the time. It never gets
Me
old.
too.
It never gets old. I want you to tell me, you know what, you look pretty today. You smell good. That makes everybody feel good. It makes me feel good. So thank you for complimenting me.
Yeah, honey. I was like, all right, baby. I wish I could remember where that picture. It was. I'm like, girl, I'm like, oh, she looks amazing,
Thank
honey.
you. I'm
Cute. The dress was
trying.
nice and everything.
I'm really trying.
Yes.
I mean, like I said, I must admit, I do believe there's an element. I've always tried to be the smartest kid in the class. So I feel like,
Really?
yes, yeah, focus. So I feel like focusing on the physical can be a bit of frivolity. But I do
Mhm.
know when you're a hot mess, it's a distraction. Like you can't hear what I'm saying if my hair is all over my head. You know what I'm saying? I got an eyelash just hanging off. You just like, just fix that for me, and then I can understand. I can talk. We can talk about the metabolic syndrome or biochemistry. We can talk about your mitochondria. I can't hear that right now because your hair is a mess, and you just need to put on a little bit of chapstick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well,
So I've
well,
learned.
you don't
I've
seem
learned to try
like
to get
that
it
type.
together.
Yeah, you don't give me that much of a the prissy girl.
Even though my
You're not
sister,
the prissy girl.
my sister, believe it or not, that was my nickname growing up. She called me Miss Priss.
Really?
She just meant I didn't like being dirty. But other than that, yeah, I'm not. I'm not a big. I don't like camping out and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm an athlete, but I do like to be clean and neat. So
Yeah, well, that's good. At least you're feminine. I like feminine girls, so at least you keep your
I
femininity, honey.
try.
You're not too hard, honey. Even though, because you've been in the military too,
Yes,
correct?
I was in
You
the
did the
Navy. The
military.
Navy actually was amazing, and we're actually working this year on doing a debutante ball. All right, I started a
Oh,
foundation.
really?
Yes, I started a foundation, and in high school, I was actually a debutante. Right, but I rode
Yeah,
off of my grandmother was an educator, but my daddy was a truck driver, and my mama worked at the post office. So I
yeah.
always felt, if you've ever heard of imposter syndrome, like everybody was like more accomplished than me, like I didn't belong
Oh,
here because
really?
I mean, think about it. My dad was on drugs, he was in and out of prison. And so I actually always felt like I didn't belong in this room full of society people. And those kind of experiences are usually reserved for kids who are tied to some sorority or Jack and Jill or something. And I said, you know what? That's not fair. Why don't we do an experience, right? A 12-week mentorship program for kids who don't come from means, right? Why don't they get to have that big white dress moment? Why don't the boys get to wear their tuxedos and their families get to sit around and be proud of what they've accomplished and they're going on to the next phase of life? They're coming out. Their
Yeah.
whole introduction to society. It should not be reserved for people who come from means. And so we're going to do one of those and
Yeah.
we're actually taking applications right now. So
Well, that is really nice. I mean, that is definitely nice because, like you said, the girls that the debutantes and the Jack and Jills and all that. So those are the ones that come from me, and that's a real nice idea. So you're gonna do it.
Citywide.
In your hometown, Kansas?
No, I'm doing here. We're doing it. We're doing it in the A. We're going to do it in the A, and we're going to do essentially the metropolitan Atlanta area. And honestly, too, we're also going to accept kids who maybe decide, you know what, I did good in high school. I didn't get it. You know, I'm not getting in trouble. I'm just living my best life, but I want to go to the military. So it's not only predicated too on, okay, I'm graduating from high school and I'm going to Harvard, I'm going to Stanford, I'm going to Xavier. I want to go and I want to go to learn how to be a master plumber, which, oh, by the way, a lot of those, these skilled trades make a lot more money than people who go to college and they don't have no debt.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. That's a scary thing to me, to an extent, because everybody go to college. So, honey, I went to college and I got my degree in business management, even though I'm doing radio and TV. But my thing is, though, hell, they got some people making way more money than me here, and they just digging a ditch. So you could do something and make more money, but it's still a good thing, though, Dr. Contessa, to go to college if you could. Yes. If you could go to college, go, because honey, as an African American, honey, you already got that strike against you just by being there. So. But
I'm a big advocate too of you going to college when you're mature enough, because sometimes waiting a second, you need to have a plan. But honestly, again, that's why the military is a great opportunity for people, because it was for me, I'll tell you that. But the military, what it allows you to do is take a little time to mature. You're still learning a skilled trade. And you get to go to college for free. They pay for it. And they give you a stipend while you're there. And honestly, a lot of times when people have decided to go to college a little bit later, when it's their decision versus something that someone told them to do, they do better. Because let me tell you, and I'm not going to tell all my, like you said, I talked a little bit too much. I tell too much. But I will tell you that I know some people who went to college and sat in the student center and wasted all their parents' money because all they did was party and they flunked out. And that student loan debt don't go away. Even though you hearing from the government it does, it really don't go away.
No, it does not. They garnish my checks, honey. They garnish my work. I know you have to pay them back here. They say, oh, you got to pay it back. And the human resources at the job, honey, when they send those papers to human resource, they had to check off, yes, you work here and what have you. And they start garnishing my wages. So, honey, I had to spend $50,000, honey, paying back, which, I'm glad I did. It's over with.
It's done. Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with that no more. But, honey, I didn't want to pay it. But, you do have to pay it back. And I'm mad at those don't pay it back.
And so actually, honestly, and that's not bankruptable. People think it is, but it's not bankruptable. But the other thing is, ain't nothing worse than having student loan debt and you ain't got no goddamn degree. That's like the worst situation.
Okay.
You know how many people
you better
like
go get it.
They got student loan debt and didn't even finish the program. So it's like, that's crazy. So that's why I'm a big advocate of you. It really needs to be your decision. You need to have, I always ask when it comes to anything, I always say, what is your why? Like, why are you doing this? Because if you don't know, if it's somebody made you do it, told you to do it, then it's unlikely that you're going to do well in it. Right? Or you may not even finish. So what's your why? Why get into all this student loan debt when you're not going to even, again, use the degree? You're going to this crazy college. Why are you going to this one when you can go to the state school for way cheaper or probably a full scholarship? Why?
Yeah.
Why? And you got all the student loan debt. And then you graduate, you making $60,000, $70,000, but you owe $200,000. That's upside down and wrong in so many directions. Let me stop. We on a tangent.
Well, Dr. Contessa, you seem like every damn woman. You got stuff all over the place, girl. How the hell do you stop time and have time to just be a wife, a mother? I mean, that's a lot.
I don't try to do anything perfectly. I do my best. I give 100% at the moment, right? So like right now, I'm talking to you. I'm not checking my phone. I'm not scrolling. I'm not thinking about my key. I'm focused on you for these moments that I've committed to you. I got you. I'm giving you the undivided attention. And that's all I can do. I keep my word. If I commit to something, I do what I say I'm going to do. But other than that, I don't try to do too much. And I'm comfortable saying no, right? I don't go to you notice. I mean, I see you out in the streets, but I don't go to everything. I don't.
Oh, no, baby. I pick and choose, honey. There was a lot of stuff going on last week. I'm like, girl, let me tell you something, Dr. Contessa. I shop every week. But I don't feel like putting clothes on when it's time to go some damn way. My mama always say, let them miss you.
Yeah.
So when you do show up, honey, they'll be glad to see you, honey. Because I do not go to everything. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to, because it's a repeat cycle.
That's right.
You see all the same faces, first of all, honey, all the time. So I'm like, I ain't got time to be doing that, honey. And I'd rather do like Brandy, baby, and just sit up in my room. And that's exactly what I do.
I'm way thinking about you. I swear.
Yes,
I'm literally not going to Nobu no more. Because I swear every time I go to Nobu, I'm just like,
Have you been yet?
I've been about 10 times. I was just there a couple of days ago and I saw Candy there. I think the night I was there, Nene, it was like all these people posting, and I didn't even see them. But I've been like literally about 10 times to Nobu. And it's crazy because every time you go, you're just like, what the heck? I may as well be watching TV.
Well, I need to go at least just to see what it's about. First of all, I'm not a sushi person, but I'll try it. I'll eat it. But honey, I heard they got to wait and listen on it. But honey, this is Black Atlanta.
Well,
so everybody, honey, got to be seen.
Well,
honey.
I'm a philanthropist, so honestly, let me know when you want to go and I can get you in. I'm gonna say no more, but I can get you in if you want to go.
Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna call you. Because I heard you got a restaurant too.
I used to.
Don't you have a restaurant?
Before.
Okay.
So pre-COVID, in the when we first, just the last restaurant I had on the show, we actually owned a TCBY frozen yogurt store. And we filmed it. They never showed it. They never showed my store, but neither here nor there. But that was my last one. And I would say one thing I would never do again, because we're actually, interestingly enough, we're looking at doing another kind of cigar bar, or we're looking at a breakfast bar. So we're looking, and we've actually found a location, and we're still working on that. But I will never do a fast food restaurant again, because that frozen yogurt was fast food. Because I swear, them kids, they would choose any reason not to come to work, and we'd be in a pickle.
Girl,
it was ridiculous.
Yes.
It was ridiculous. Like, I just was like, you got to be kidding me. I remember one kid actually called in and was like, hey, and again, I didn't even make their schedule. I let them tell me when they wanted to work. I can't come to work tomorrow because I got prom. You knew that, right? I mean, like,
thank you. The prom did just pop up, honey, yesterday.
One girl said, I remember one girl, I was doing my hair and I burned my ear and it hurt so bad, so I can't come to work. Okay.
Girl, it's a mess. They not like us, honey, baby. We was glad to go. Well, first of all, not only were we glad to go to work, we had to go to work, honey. My parents made me go to work. But I look at it now, I promise you though, Dr. Contessa, when I go to a restaurant today and I see people working, I thank them. I say, well, thank you for coming to work, because people are not coming to work no more. No. People are not going to work. It is ridiculous. And as for owning places, you good. When I worked with Steve Harvey had a club in Dallas when I still live in Dallas, but when he was there. And he said he would never own another club again. He said, because when they was taking the trash out, they had to look in the garbage can too. So honey, people will steal you blind.
Oh. And that's another thing. I would be watching on my cameras.
Yeah.
I remember one time, no joke, and this was a family member, okay? A family member who's working for me. I'm looking on the cameras, straight up, her boyfriend behind the counter, sitting like behind, because, there's a counter here where the customers are, and then there's another back counter. And then there was like a little chair on the side. This boy had his dang on foot up on the back counter and chill in my company. And I was like, you got to be kidding. It was ridiculous. They would I'd be watching them, they friends come in, they just giving away stuff. It was, you're right.
Man,
you got to be there.
You got to be there. I said, if I ever own a damn restaurant, I'm having a white person or a Chinese or a Mexican front it. So you'll never know it's mine, damn it. Because, honey, that's Gary's place. And they just, I didn't like that ice cream. Bringing it back. You ain't bringing shit back. Once you buy it, you're taking it out. That's how I look at it, honey. So, no, but.
And then the employees, I would have people call you, like their parents would call me. And I'm like, this kid works for me. I don't need to talk to you. This kid is 20 years old. Why is a parent calling me? Talking about, you ain't giving enough hours, or calling me. This issue, it's literally, owning a business is such a blessing, but it is a challenge. And I know a lot of people, everybody want to be an entrepreneur, but it is a challenging thing. It can be enjoyable because I still have some of my kids that will call me for like recommendations. I'll get, it's like now they're getting graduate degrees because it's been, it's kind of like that high school group, right? So now they're graduating. It's just been, that part is such a blessing, because I always told them I'm a stepping stone for you, right? I am a pebble on the path to your greatness. Whatever I can do to get you to that next level, I love to help you, because I knew they weren't staying there. Ain't nobody staying and working at TCBY for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? But just while you're here again, can you just focus on being here and doing a good job? But
that's all. I beg and plead, honey, just do that. Just stay focused. I never give him. My homeboy told me, I was young. He said, Gary, you need to stay focused. I promise you, Dr. Contessa, I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, huh? He said, stay focused. Then I learned eventually. I said, oh, that's what he meant by saying focus. And honey, I didn't stay focused ever since.
I love it.
It's all good. So quickly, Dr. Contessa, before we go, honey, how's TV, honey? You loving TV?
It's
Wonderful
I
doctors.
find it very interesting. I do love it. I do think, it's challenging sometimes because, of course, when people meet me or they're like, I'll hang out with somebody, like even just the other day, because I went to Xavier, so most of my friends are doctors, and so by
Mm-hmm.
default, then our friends are doctors, and our friends are doctors, and so I went out to dinner. Matter of fact, actually, the Nobu, and one of my girlfriends, her friend is a surgeon, and she was like, you are so sweet and so engaging and so kind and so funny and you know and that doesn't sometimes translate, right? And I said, and I get that a lot, right? Because no, sometimes you don't see the miscongeniality. I'm
Yeah.
more Rose and Island and everybody's friend than I am combative. But that's neither here nor
Huh.
there. But that's not really interesting. So they're gonna show because it's their job. That's their company, right? I work for them, they don't
Yeah.
work for me. And so I understand that it's my job to show the rest, the 360 of my personality. And that can be a bit of a challenge because sometimes you'll see something and you're like, I did that. That was me. But that's not all me. Like that's not the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not only screaming, crying, fussing, cussing. I do fuss and cuss. I do screaming. Sometimes I'll cry. But I'm more of a shower
Yeah.
than I am the crier. But doesn't
Really?
really translate.
Well, I tell you what, honey, I talk to all y'all, honey, and I tell my thing is what I don't care for about those shows. Don't get on these damn shows and divorce. It pisses me off, honey, when y'all get on these damn shows and start having problems, because I know what they do. And it just like, it just make you have problems. Why are you making me have problems and stuff like that? Not me and my husband or me and my wife fussing and cussing. I don't like that. It bothers me because, honey, I feel they put you on the damn show to break you up.
Well, child,
All these shows, all of them, honey, they breaking up some damn body.
I would say, I say it all the time. I think they're smarter than us. I think they see the crack in the matrix, and that's why they put us on the show. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
well,
I think that's the brilliance of why these people are executives, right? They know when they're interviewing you
yeah,
and they're doing these, like, when they're doing the casting, so to speak, and they're talking to you,
yeah,
they're looking to see if there is something that is kind of simmering below the surface. Like if there's a Hulk, below that David Banner. And that's so I can tell you, me and Scott, I mean, we were long distance when we first got married, even, right? And so there's a
yeah,
lot of things that was happening behind the scenes. And then actually some of the things that was happening on camera that they just I would say thank you for not showing it some years before. So it
yeah.
didn't come from nowhere, but I would say one thing that I am mature enough to understand is that no relationship is perfect. And I ain't trying to have nobody else raise my babies. You know what I'm saying? And
No,
I
honey,
definitely ain't trying to bring all these men up in my kids' lives. I mean, I made a
no, good.
decision to get married, but I also made a decision to have kids and a family. And as much as I can, I have to really incorporate all of that into my decision. So for me,
Well,
it's just it's the bad is not worse than, the good is wonderful. The bad is
yeah.
bad, but it's not so bad that I can't do something to try to fix that. And more importantly, I can't guarantee that if I leave that, I'm not gonna go over there and find worse, right? You leave one devil for
Well,
another
like they
one
say, how
sometimes.
the saying goes, honey, you might as well stay with the hoe you know, because the one across the street ain't no
The
better.
devil you
So,
know versus the devil you don't.
yeah. And I know one thing, honey, I used to get pissed off with Scott. Yes, Scott, I'm talking about you when you was trying to go to school. But, honey, I'm so glad all that passed. And, it is what it
Look,
was and all that. So,
look, here we go. On national television, I have gotten not I've already won double boarded working on being triple boarded. I got a master's degree, opened a whole clinic. I'm like grateful. I'm like, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to show that if you just get started, I know the path may seem long and arduous, but sometimes if you just get started, I did this in 5 years. I got a master's degree, another board certification, and working on my third one. And I opened a clinic. Good Lord. Come on now. Come on, Jesus. 5 years.
come on. Yes, Lord. Yes, honey. Well, Dr. Contessa, I thank you so much for stopping by, honey. And I want to say this, those producers don't look that smart, but I guess they are smart some kind of ways, though. Was I seen? But anyway, child, that's neither what here nor there. So, Dr. Contessa, thanks again for stopping by. Now, tell the people how they could reach you, honey, and all what's going on with you, honey, how to get to the clinic, everything. Let us know.
Yes, so Chastain Integrative Medicine is my clinic, and it's in Atlanta, but we do virtual appointments. And I'm licensed in several states, and so we can do virtual as long as I'm licensed in your state. and I am right on the corner of Wyuka, right by Chastain Park, which is why we're Chastain Integrative Medicine. Chastain Hot Doc Nutraceuticals. If you go on my Instagram, there's a link to it. Or if you go to Hot Doc Nutraceuticals and you can buy some of my products, or you can just peruse them. And I'm going to start doing some videos and things to help people, because I think honestly, health is wealth. Lifestyle medicine is the key to longevity, and you can take care of yourself. You can do it. I can help you, but you can do it by yourself, because you're going to live with me to 115. I promise.
Yes, Lord, 115. Oh my God.
Yeah. And we're going to be running marathons. We ain't going to just be hanging on with somebody giving us a straw. We're going to be doing it, doing it and doing it.
And doing it well. Dr. Contessa, thanks again, honey. I want you to have a great day and a better tomorrow.
You too. And you look good, man. You look so good.
Well, thank you, honey. You know, like they say, I'm not being stressed.
Yeah.
Not that much.
Agreed.
You know, honey.
Same.
Yeah, because when you get stressed out, baby, honey, you start looking old, honey. And if you do my age, honey, you be like, damn, bitch, you should look old.
Not a wrinkle on your face, looking good.
Not a wrinkle, and this ain't no Botox or tops.
Look, I do that too. I can help you with all that. But anyway,
girl, you do that too.
I do a little bit of everything. I take care of you when you come to me. It's like, what are you suffering from some addiction? Let's get you better. You suffering from low self-esteem? What can make you lost a little weight? Okay, let's help you with that. You want to lose weight? You want to physically look better? I help you to get to your optimal you. That you lead the journey of your healthcare, and I get you what you need. That's my goal. That's what I do.
All right, then. Well, I'm about to tell my friends because I know family practice. Y'all have all these different titles and different things. So, but my God, you're every woman.
I try. Only when I'm here, but when I'm not here, I ain't here. So don't call me. I'm with my kids.
Okay, now
I'm with my family.
All right, then, Dr. Contessa, you have a great day, honey, and we'll chat, Lord. We'll chat, honey, off the clock. All right, y'all. That was Dr. Contessa, honey. I love her dearly, honey. She's the best, honey. So, if you want to follow her or reach her, honey, she gave you all the information where you could go. And, just think about it. Wellness is greatness. Greatness is wellness, honey. And, all of us want to live, honey, to 100 and something. As long as I have all my faculties, then I'll be good to go. So, all right, if you like what you just saw, baby, you can click right here. And if you don't like what you just heard, you still click right there because you liked what you heard because I said it. So have a great day and a better tomorrow, and peace be still.